The goals of ATAA and the Women's Caucus are very much aligned with the goals of the Institute for Safer Trucking. Because as lawyers, we see the back end of things and the nitty-gritty sometimes of how these events came to happen and what could have been done a year before, one legislation before that would have prevented our clients from getting hurt. I'm also passionate about raising the minimum insurance limits. So the minimum amount of insurance that an 18-wheeler has to carry when driving down the highway is $750,000. And I get it, that sounds like a lot of money, but when you see the catastrophe that we see on the back end, and you see wrecks that involve 1 car or 5 cars or 10 cars, $750,000 is nothing these days. This is 2025, and that limit has not been raised since 1980, which was 45 years ago. The trucking industry is unique in that it has its own set of regulations that can directly impact the effects that it has on victims. I'm really grateful that we have a group like the Institute for Safer Trucking because they're not lawyers and nobody wants to listen to lawyers yammer on any more than we already do. But you've got this benefit of having a nonprofit organization that is just passionate about helping people and preventing wrecks and doing things to make sure these things don't happen in the future. And it's nice because they are sort of an intermediary between lawyers that see this happen and the people that can make the change. I'm grateful that we have the Institute for Safer Trucking because they are also wonderful about highlighting some of the issues for the public in an easier way for the public to find out about them because they are a nonprofit and this is their focus, this is what they do day in and day out. And the ATAA is on the legal side where we are dealing with very specific cases and families that have been impacted. And partnering the two of them together is a wonderful way to bring specificity sometimes in a world of generalities. So one way that I see IST have an impact is that they partner with many companies that are out there that provide safe equipment, things that most people don't even know exist. But they have a very symbiotic relationship because the IST wants these trucking companies to adopt technology that will make them safer. The technology is there and IST is great about finding out what's out there and encouraging trucking companies to use it. In my case, it did not prevent the wreck. However, in many, many cases it does, and those are the ones you don't hear about because they didn't happen. Like, how can I do right for this family on this case? But if you do this work long enough, you see patterns. And then it becomes about so much more than just the case because it's frustrating. Because you see the same thing happen over and over. And it gets to the point where you just want it to stop. Because the case is about my client, but I'm always aware that it could be my family driving down the road, it could be your family, it could be anybody's family out there. And to know that there are changes that are not even that significant that we could make that would prevent these kind of things from happening, it becomes really personal.